Hey guys, welcome to today's video. I'm George. Thanks for tuning in. Before we get started, guys, all this is made possible over by our friends over at Zzounds.com. Check them out, man. Check them out. Easy payment plans, no interest, no credit card, no credit checks. Let me tell you, that helped me a whole lot. A whole lot, man. I got a lot of stuff from them. But check them out, guys. They were nice enough to send me over pretty much all the gear that you see here. I got everything here from Zzounds. You can, by the way, and it's all linked in the description if you want to check it out. It helps out me as a creator, me as a musician. But today, our main focus is going to be the UAD Dream. Now, there's 1,000 videos on the UAD Dream. I don't want to go over every nook and cranny of it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try my best. Okay? Haters can hate, but I'm going to try my best to show you how I implement it in a 20-inch Metro rig. Okay? I fly with this all the time. It's easy to travel with. And I get superb tone. I can handle pretty much everything, anything that is thrown at me, from rock, metal, maybe not metal on the telly, but you can probably handle it with it. And what's fun about it is you can interchange a lot of stuff. And I'm sure you guys are going to be very creative with this. Maybe you'll learn something from it. And yeah, do my best here to show you what I do. So. We're going to go ahead and you'll see me focus a lot on the pedal. It's right here at my feet. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys here from left to right. Now the left, of course, we've got the Dream. In the middle here, we've got the HXFX, and I'm going to show you how I use it, how I program all of it. And actually, guys, right before I keep moving on, I'm using my Squier Telecaster. It's a vintage 50s, I believe, and I upgraded with Goto locking tuners. Guys, this is one of the coolest guitars I've ever played. I love it. It's just a Squier, but man, it's just so cool. Check it out if you guys can. Anywho, again, we got the Dream, HXFX. We've got my Keeley compressor up here at the top, the mini one, and we've got an Archer Select. This is optional here. I've got a expression pedal by Dunlop. Don't mind my sandals here. I wear sandals. I wear socks with my sandals. Yeah, it is what it is. You know, it's a lazy Monday for me. Anywho, so it works as you can program it to do different things. But for now, for this, I'm using it as volume. It works so great as a wah pedal as well. But for this particular patch and the way that I use it for like country rock, I'm using it as a volume for like some swells and whatnot. Okay, so we've got here, I'm going to start here on the Dream. So this is what our initial sound is like. I'm going to go ahead and turn off a lot of my stuff here just to give you a clear tone here. We've got so it has a nice clean tone. There's like some breakup, and the way you achieve that is on this left volume knob. Okay, far left on the top, you just crank that up a bit and you get some nice edge of breakup. Okay, I really like that tone. It's not too hot for me. It's still clean. You could still get some nice like country twang, you know, with a bit of like hair on it. So I like that. Automatically, if I push this button, basically you change channels, as I like to think of it. It's actually presets on the UAD Dream. So you could have 2 switchable presets. You could save a lot on your phone, which is cool, but it's not useful for me to save a lot on my phone. It's useful for me what I can do here right away. And so this is basically, green is my preset, and red is what is shown on there. So that's live mode. So I could switch between the two. And here, I just basically have it set up as something hot. So it kind of reminds me of like a Stevie Ray Vaughan kind of pushed, Fender Deluxe. I'm going to go back to my cleaner setting, and this is vibrato. I set it up. I don't really use this one for anything else. Basically, all I need is a channel switching. But here, I just decided to put on some vibrato because it sounds so nice. UAD Dream makes it sound really, really good. And so I'm just, I just have it there just in case. It's nothing too out of the, nothing too crazy. But, I don't, like I said, I don't use that for anything else. You could program this to be like your reverb, a boost, all that stuff. But to me, it just made sense to have the vibrato on there. Okay. Again, it's just for me, for what I'm doing. All right. So let's go ahead and look at the HX effects, what I'm using with it. Here, basically, I try to work off of just one preset, and then I kind of mix and match what I need for when I need it. Again, that doesn't work for everyone, and I'm always evolving and changing the way I set stuff up. So, I'm doing it this way. So I'm going to start here on the orange, the clone here. Now what that does is it's basically just engaging my Archer Select. And so 95% of the time I have it engaged, okay? And the reason is I just use it as a tone thickener. That's it. So you'll notice it doesn't add a lot of drive, and I'll A/B it. But what it does is it just thickens up that tone. It kind of reminds me of like you running your guitar through a nice preamp, like a BAE or something similar to that. So here it is. Here's without it. So you'll kind of notice just a little bit. You'll notice that it's just a bit thicker, and of course you can adjust that very easily just by moving the knobs on the Archer right there. So depending on the gig, sometimes even like it's a great EQ for playing live. So if I notice that I'm a bit bright, then I'll just go over to the treble section right here, and I'll just move it down a little bit, and it's nice to adjust right away, just depending on the room, on the venue, etc. So I like that, and again, it's usually always on. So if I want a little bit hotter, we've got the built-in tube screamer here on the HX effects. So you'll notice it's just a bit hotter. I like that. It's a nice drive, nothing too over the top, but if I need that extra drive, I have that. And so I'm basically gain stacking. Okay, here. Now, if you want it even hotter, which I usually never ever do, I'll go to the hot section of this amp, and so you'll see it just gets hotter. So that can handle pretty much like hard rock, I would say, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I don't play hard rock too much anymore, especially on a telly. But it gets pretty hot for telly standards, at least. All right, so I'm gonna go back to a little bit cleaner, and here we've got reverb. And again, this one is actually always on as well. Nothing too much, but it kind of adds a little bit of depth to the guitar, even like on a clean tone, if I'm doing those. you know, it adds just a little bit more depth. And of course, you can always edit it like at the venue sound check. And it's very easy with the HX effects. Okay, if you don't know, just real quick, all you do is you tap it, and then with these three knobs here, you can change, you know, different settings here. So I mean, it's very easy to edit with the HX effects. I love it, love it. Anywho, this is pretty much my main setting. I forgot to mention that my guitar always goes through my Keeley compressor here. Okay, so guitar signals always compress. I try not to overly compress it. You know, it's always about finding the right setting, you know, for your guitar, for your style. And this actually works for me. I like the Keeley compressor because it does have a built-in preamp, and so I do notice like a nice polish on the guitar. I also notice that well, I don't notice, but there's only two knobs on here, and it makes adjusting simple. So when I'm out in the venue doing sound check real quick, I can do some really quick adjustments if I need to. 90% of the time, it pretty much stays as is. So, you know, I like that. Okay, so we're gonna go into some lead stuff. So I can click here, delay. And basically now I've got kind of a lead delay, and I'm gonna throw in that screamer and give you guys some stuff. You know, get something to sing out on there. I'm gonna try this neck pickup. You know, something that's nice and nice and pretty for leads. If you want to make it, you know, a little bit dirtier. You know, you can make it a little dirtier, and the delay is not overwhelming. It's a pretty nice delay. Now a little extra, so there's a lot of 90s country in what I play, so this chorus makes it sound nice and pretty. So it adds like a nice, like, kind of a 90s country kind of feel, not over the top. I always try not to do too much. You never want to do too much effects, okay guys? So I always find what I like and then bring it a little bit back, especially for live usage. You kind of want to do that, okay? Because it can overwhelm for some reason during the live usage, as opposed to you hearing it in your bedroom or whatnot, okay? And last but not least, I had this extra spot here. So this is my octaves, and so I programmed this to just be a latch foot switch. So what that means is I don't just push it once and it turns on. I have to hold it and it's on. So I know you can't see because my sandal's in the way, my foot's in the way, but when you push it, the light turns on. Maybe I could show you like that. Maybe you can see it there. But so this is what it sounds like, and I like to do it with like leads. So I'm gonna give you an example. So if I'm just playing like with that on, I got, and I like that just to accent certain spots. So like, let's say, I don't know, making stuff up, guys. So if I do like you know, so I can push and release right away instead of pushing, leaving it alone. Like, it's kind of just a quick little accent here and there. So that's just what's working for me right now. And yeah, so basically the UAD Dream is just this like clean palette for the most part. And I am using the IR built into that. And basically I'm going like 4-cable method. So this is a Pedal Train Metro 20, fits everything beautifully. And then underneath we're using the Chalks DC7, I believe, to power everything, and everything works superb. It's great. Now I'm going to show you real quick this volume pedal, it's optional, but sometimes, sometimes I have it, but it works perfectly. So if I wanted, that's kind of like a violin sound, but let's make it a little cleaner. So you could do easy stuff like that, and it's very creative. I have a lot of tonal options here, and that's just one of the many ways you can use the UAD Dream. You can use any UAD pedal. Now, I kind of set this pedal board up, and I should have mentioned this at the beginning, but I set this pedal board up to where I can switch out different UAD amp in a box per se. So I've been really looking into the Enigmatic, is what I believe it's called, the Dumble version of UAD, and so it's an easy swap in and swap out kind of deal, depending on the gig that I'm playing. So if I'm using a Les Paul, I'll probably want to use just a hotter amp in a box per se, and then it's an easy swap in, swap out, instead of having a bigger pedal board and to carry multiple UAD pedals. I'd rather just, okay, I'm doing this gig, swap it out, pack it up, fly out, and do what I gotta do. So yeah, guys, that concludes my UAD Dream demo and how I use it. If you want me to go more and more in depth, let me know in the comments, and don't forget to check out Zzounds.com right there. And beautiful guitar, guys. Everything here I got from Zzounds. It'll all be linked in the description, guys. Have a nice day. God bless. Take care. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.